too. We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thính đại đức tận tình, bi thứ pháp hội cấp nhập thiết chúng sanh. Tịnh duyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh thoáng tư ly khổ đạc lạc, tập chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Saranto Suchedo Ye Lahudi San Miao San Poto Sie. Nam mô Tát Đắc Tha Toya Daja Lahade Tam Miệu Tham Bồ Đà Tòa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom and thus come one true and actual doctrines. Wu sheng 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 wei miao fa bai jian, 万劫难遭遇，我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Sutra, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good knowing advisors, Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨、精良大师、师父、上人、各位出家人、各位善知识，弥陀佛。Chư Phật Bồ Tát kính thưa Trí Giả Đại sư, Hộ Thượng Tiến Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện tri thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 20th of December 2025. Thank you for joining our discussion of the Vimalakirti Sutra today at Go Force. We're on slide 599. First, there is a question from JC. No question? Okay, 안녕하세요.
저는 최은채라고 하는데요. 네? 그 질문이 있는데 사람한테 본능적인 욕구가 있잖아요. 예를 들어서 식욕이나 수면욕 같은. 근데 저는 그 중에서 식욕이 되게 강해서 먹는 거를 좋아해가지고 기본적으로 과식을 되게 많이 했었거든요. 근데 그 명상하고 나서부터 어느 순간 식욕이 좀 줄어들면서 배부른 느낌이 싫어지고 허기를 채우기 위해서 한 끼 정도 먹을 때 되게 안 좋은 거를 먹게 되고요. 동시에 식욕이 줄어들면서 수면욕이 늘어서 계속 졸리고 졸려서 해야 되는 일을 하기 싫을 정도로 잠이 많아지는 느낌이 들어가지고 그게 그냥 받아들이면 되는 것인지 궁금합니다.
Master, this is Che and Che. People usually have desire. For example, the eating desire and no. Test. Hello. Test. Hello, Master. This is Chen. People have a desire, eating desire, and then sleeping desire. For me, I like to eat, so I used to eat. I used to overeat, but since I started meditation, the desire for eating decreased. I don't like the feeling of full stomach, and so my desire for eating decreased, but my desire to sleep increases. So I have a lot of sleep. I feel a lot of sleepiness. So is this something that I should just accept?
Okay. When you meditate and you experience a decrease in food desires, that comes from your improvement. When you enter dhyanas or you enter samadhis, you will naturally experience less desire for food. Okay, so it's a good thing. It's a good state, good achievement. You started practicing Chan how long ago?
(6월부터) 했습니다. 반년 정도 됐습니다.
I started from June, so half years ago.
What?
June.
Half a year ago. Okay. So it's not bad until you experience, you have, this is the first time you practice meditation? Have you practiced elsewhere?
명상은 처음 했습니다.
First time.
First time. You must be Catholic?
아니요, 저 원래 불교인데 직업으로 요가 강사하고 있고요. 명상은 여기 와서 처음 했습니다.
No, I'm originally Buddhist. I'm a yoga teacher, but meditation is first time here.
First time here. Okay, very good. So anyway, when you enter samadhi, you will have reduction in desires for food, and eventually you will also have less desire for sleep as well. So it's a natural progression. I would not worry about it. I would actually, you save a lot of money. You sleep more, you eat less. Okay, so it's a good thing. I would not worry about it. And you see, eventually, you will have less desire to sleep as well. It's a natural thing. You know, you need to sleep because your body needs a repair. Okay? So what happened is before you ate a lot, so now you eat less, and therefore your body needs more rest because it has less fuel to work with. Okay? So your body will keep on evolving, it will change constantly. As soon as you improve to the next level, things change again and again and again. It's cool. Okay? It's nice. So keep up with the practice, okay? And good luck to you. All right. Yes, one.
I have a question related to last night's lecture where you talk about Master YongHua taught his disciple to be less arrogant, right? And Master, you're saying that he was stressing that because his disciples were arrogant. And the Master, you keep telling us that don't feel special. So I guess people in the future will say that your disciples all have this problem. That's why you keep saying that. But I just had a question that what's the difference between being arrogant and feeling we are special?
To me, no difference. To you, there's a huge difference. To me, it's equally unacceptable. I like you less. How's that? Okay. But it's bad. There's no, it's contrary to a state of wisdom to feel you're better than someone else. Okay, that's what drives us to improve in the secular world. But this is a spiritual world. This is a world of wisdom, where there's no reason to feel superior to anyone else. And so that's the first aspect of it. The other aspect from our perspective is that this is a sickness of the people who have wisdom. They feel they're special. All the people I've seen so far who have wisdom do feel they're special. I have yet to see, for example, just not to name names, all Master Shua disciples I met who have wisdom, who are enlightened, they all feel they're special. And that's why I want to be different. I don't want that to happen to you. Because my teacher never told them, you're not special. There's nothing special about you. You look closely, you're not that special. And so, this is my criticism of my teacher. That he never taught my generation that everywhere I looked, they all feel, everyone felt they're special. It's a teacher's fault, it's not your fault. You naturally will be greedy for flavors, for sleep, for praises, and so forth, some cases, for pain, for suffering, okay? Some of you are kind of weird. But some of you, most of you would like to be praised, to feel special, and so forth. That's natural. It's a natural result of your hard work, of your achievements. Okay? To feel that you are outstanding, that's what drives you. But it's exactly what stops you from going much higher. That subtlety there, I am special. And it's not just my teacher, my Chinese teacher, but I saw that in many teachers who are enlightened, all their disciples told me, my teacher was always kind and show love to me, and you're the only one who make me suffer, who mistreat me, who yelled at me, and so forth. I said, because I have no wisdom. Your teacher have great wisdom, that's why they treat you with so much respect and so much love and adoration. I have no wisdom. You don't like it, go find your teacher. Because you're not special to me. I'm not scolding any of you, by the way. I just have a bad temper, that's all. This is a problem. I see it everywhere. I see it in Xiyun, I see it in Master YongHua, I see it all the teachers I met. Their disciples all adored, revered, and adored them because they all said the same refrain. They all said, No one ever treated me like my teacher. I said, oh my God, what is that? All of them said that. Vietnam, Korean, Chinese, Taiwanese, I don't know, American, they all gave the same refrain. My teacher is so special to me because he's always looked at me so adoringly, and he was so kind to me, and he made me feel so special. I said, say what? What is the matter with these people? What is that called? I don't know what it's called in Chinese, but in English, but can I tell you what it's called in Vietnam? The mother of all wisdom of the world. I want you to remember that today. It's from Vietnam wisdom. You hear? You want to hear or not? Or you prefer to stay Korea and American and so forth, Espanol and so forth? Huh? Let Vietnamese stay in Vietnam. You want to hear or not? Mì Young. Don't explain it to them. They have to memorize it first. Say it. Together. This is what my dad, who used to run, he at one time he ran for senator in Vietnam, and he was running in a city where he used to be a military governor, and he lost out to a younger guy, okay, yeah, who kissed up to all the voters. Mì Young is to confuse the people. Make them feel special so that they vote for you, so that they stay with you, so that they give you food. That's why they give you money. They give you red cars. I understand these people. You know, it's hard because you look at my teacher, he came to this country with zero support. So he had to build support around him. I understand that. Okay? He's a patriarch. He has to build a foundation. He has to leave a legacy for future generations. I understand that. It's perfectly justifiable. But not me. If I were in Vietnam, I'd do the same thing. Mì Young. But this is America, man. No Mì Young for me. Okay? That's what I'm teaching you. It's amazing. Everywhere I went, disciples of these famous teachers, they all said adoringly about their teachers. Oh, he's so special. He never said any unkind words to me. I would give my life to him. That's what you end up with. Losers. Thank you. Perfect entrance. Got that? It bothered me. It's amazing. It's so funny to me. I met so many of these. Everywhere I went to a famous temple, from a famous teacher, all the disciples' attitude are all the same. My teacher is God. He is the best teacher ever. I will always follow him, I will always love him forever. That's attaching to your teacher. That's unhealthy. Just like a kid attaching his mother. If you're a kid, it's okay. When you're an adult, it's not okay. Furthermore, I'm a victim of me young. My mom made sure that I looked at her as the number one woman in the world. I was miserable. I found a beautiful wife, loving wife, qualified wife. But still, you're number two. You're never number one. What's the matter with me? You should be all number one. Just kidding. It's wrong. It's wrong. So that I know if I stop tomorrow, none of you even thought of me. And say, oh, I'm glad he's gone. That's what I want. Total independence from your teacher. Yes, ma'am. I'm calm. I'm calm. Not bitter at all. Not because you have been mean to me, unsupportive, and but anyway.
7, please.
7.
Master, I also struggle with this as well. Could you elaborate a little bit more on what you said? Like, if you look closely, none of you guys are special. Is this something we will only get when we get to the non-duality state, and it's just a natural evolution?
You're lucky you're so far away from me. I will slap you in the face right now. You see how brutal I am? There's no way you can like me if I behave like that. See?
It's
funny for you new people. People would see on video, I would bring a nun. Hey, come closer to a nun. Hey, come closer. Let me show you what I did. Come closer. See, they told each other now. They all know. Don't go anywhere near him when he says so. I say, come. And initially, yeah. And I hit them. And no. You're thinking too much. You naturally don't realize you have that attitude. I'm special. Because you are special. It's true. You are special. To me. Now no one believes me anymore. Okay, it's natural to feel special. Okay? But that is so subtle that it will stop you dead in your tracks. I saw in all the other disciples. As soon as I treated nice, they said, wow, you remind me of my teacher. I said, I'm better than your teacher. What are you talking about? What's so funny about it? It's true. So it's natural for people. As soon as you treat them nice, okay, except for Liam, doesn't work for Liam. Okay? And these two people, Liam and the other guy, it's just, they're the exceptions. And they all say, oh, you remind me of my teacher. I said, oh my God, am that bad? I'm serious. You wouldn't believe how many people look at me and say, oh my God, Master, you remind me so much of my teacher. That's why my attitude changed overnight. I'm not going to be young and turn you into another basket case of master-loving Buddhist disciples. That's sad. And yes, Wei Mao.
Thank you, Master.
No problem here.
I'm humbled by your guidance and your instruction. I think it's important to let you know now that it will not be possible for me to be happy or forget that you were ever here. You've had too much impact on my life and on people who I love and care for's life. So, sorry.
And I will always love you. Thank you. It's so American. They always know what to say. Yes, one.
Master, you said in your answer in the beginning that it's the same. My question was, well, first, thanks for that explanation. That's really profound. My question was kind of asking about the difference between arrogance and then self-importance or being special. And you said to you it's the same, to us it's different. So how is it different to us? How should we work on it? Just the same as work on our arrogance, or there's something different?
It's different. To me, it's the same because it's undesirable. You're stuck. I see you stuck. To me, it's the same. Whether you're level 1, level 200, to me, it's all the same. I don't discriminate. But for you, it's different. Each person is different. Some of you like sour. Some of you like bitter, pain. Some of you like honey. I mean, Koreans like honey, so it's all different. Anyone else? Okay. And I don't want you to get the wrong impression here, but I'd like you to raise your hands like this, as if you're holding hands to your neighbors. Okay? And let's say it together. It's like a prayer. Dear Lord, thank you for this gift. Okay? Because thank you for what we are about to receive. Ron, pay attention, please. Thank you for what we are about to receive. Today, when I prepare for this lecture, let me tell you, this is incredibly profound. And it's a real requires great blessing for you to show up today. I'm serious. Because he's going to go, Master Chucho, through this lecture, through this sutra here, he's going to reveal to you the depth of your confusion. It's so beautiful. And that it's so profound that it's totally useless to you. So all you can do is thank you, God, for this gift we're about to receive. Yeah, cool? Remember, you're not special. It's fantastic, let me tell you. There's some sections I don't understand. I don't care to dig deep into it. But it's so beautiful, this man's wisdom. And I've never met a person except for Sikh patriarch alive who has this kind of depth of understanding of the nature of our confusion. It's so beautiful. It's based on Buddha's wisdom. Incredible. And no one ever explained this to this kind of depth at all. Including, I feel my teacher is not capable of doing this. So you see, we have here the exposure is something so profound that it takes a lot of blessings to be able to hear it. And that's point number one. Point number two is that we need to be more humble. Master Tutor is Chinese. The Chinese had incredible, incredible wisdom that we don't have. That's why I'm telling you, no matter how good you are, you still need to go back to the Chinese for the depth of the Dharma. Okay? It's all there. So again, for this section here for today, for what you're about to receive, don't try and understand. Just listen. It's kind of cool. You say, wow, so these seats here is so incredible seats that we lucked out because I never realized Master Chucha was as this advanced. It's fantastic, and so it's a real blessing to be able to even listen to this or read this. All right, that's all. Don't worry about understanding. You plant the seeds. In the future, these seeds, these incredible seeds, will mature, and it'll be fantastic for you. Okay. Why you get the $5.99? I think we went through this already. Next section. The Buddha said, Baoji, the various kinds of living beings are the Buddha lands or bodhisattvas. What is the reason for this?
佛言宝记众生之类是菩萨佛度，所以者何？
Okay, so typically this sutra is very popular because it's fun to read. Okay, so but Master Chucha slices it in such a special way to reveal the depth of the teaching of the Buddha, and that shows his incredible, this mastery of the Buddhist teaching. Okay, but typically at a typical level, he's talking about when you become a Buddha in the future, and you will have to create your own Buddha lands. Very much like when you have a family, you need to take care of your family. You build a home, you get a home, and you build your life around it, right? Same thing. Buddha is the same thing. They bring in for the people that they want to save, they need to bring in the Buddha lands, okay? So you need to create a Buddha land so that where they can bring their disciples, their followers, to save them. Where they save, where they'll be guided, where they'll be taught, okay? And they'll be watched over. So same thing. This is so important. So this is says, the Buddha says, when a bodhisattva, it's time for a bodhisattva to become a Buddha, okay? When you become a Buddha, you have one more Buddha land in the universe. So in the future, each and every one of you will become a Buddha. No, not the young ones. Okay? Then, at that time, you also have your own Buddha land, where, for example, you can decide to have toys only. Only toys. And iPhones. Okay? And so how does the Bodhisattva choose what type of Buddha land to create? Okay, so this is a section right here. So it tells you the spirit about this. Spirit says, when you become a Buddha, when you become Bodhisattvas, accomplish their work, and they become Buddha, this is what they go through. How they decide what type of Buddha land, what type of home they're going to have for their families, for the people they care. Isn't it beautiful? But he somehow chooses to slice it in a way that no one can understand. Okay? And Master Shihong, of course, being the scholarly, says also living beings, for your reference, they are born from eggs, born from wombs, okay? Like this one here, the little one here, born from moisture, okay? Moisture is like bugs, so forth. Born by transformation are heavenly beings, okay? When you're born in the heavens, for example, poof, you just appear. It's no going through 9 months in your mother's womb. Okay? Those with form, like you, those who have form, like, I don't know, thoughts. Those with thoughts, those without thoughts, those are totally without thoughts, and those not totally without thoughts. You know, it's all sorts of living beings here. All right? You can go through the definition of these types. All right? So the different types of living beings. And Master Chucha divides it into these section into 5 parts and so forth. Okay, and they further broke down those 5 parts into subparts. All right, and then he says. Various kind of living beings are the Buddha lambs of bodhisattvas, and you see, this is simple English, right? Living beings are the Buddha lambs of bodhisattvas. You sort of intuitively can relate to that, but somehow Master Chucha, his great wisdom, says, exactly emptiness, which is the ultimate stillness. Both wisdom and state are forgotten. There is no land and no Buddha land. Huh? Okay, so you see, this is the depth, the kind of depth we're talking about. However, land doesn't depend on the Bodhisattva, nor are sentient beings separate from it. Okay, and so he explains to you, say, don't worry about it. You don't need to understand it. Okay, eternal stillness like space inscribed in Shobo. Okay, and by the way. We use ChatGPT 3.5 to do the original translation, and I had to spend a bit of time to fix it, okay? Because there's no way ChatGPT or any GPT or any AI program is going to be able to translate the Chinese text here. No way. Yes, Wei Mao.
Hello, Master. My question is related to no thoughts. So I believe, based on what I've learned from you, is the state of no thought is the state of purity, and it's empty. So when we talk about beings with no thoughts, for example, a rock or an element, they don't have thoughts. So how is that different from the state of purity of having no thoughts?
It's different because the state of purity for us is arrived at by killing all the thoughts that we have. We came from impure to pure. Whereas the classification of the beings here, I forgot the exact definition of beings without thought, for example, or those with not exactly without thought and so forth. It's very detailed. They break it down. to those beings, and you can go through the dictionary to find out what they are, but basically, I'm not knowledgeable enough about the exact definition. I can look it up and talk to you about it, but I have really very little interest. That's why I didn't look it up, because it's beyond the scope of my work. I'm not interested in beings without thoughts. I can't help them. I can only help those with thoughts. Losers, I can help. The beings without thought, I don't want to deal with them. Okay? Yeah. All right. So don't worry about it. I think if you're interested, you can look it up. But right now, first of all, it's not relevant to you. Okay? It's basically intellectual discussion. And you can talk and talk and talk and talk. And what happens after we talk about it, you will feel that you are special. And that's why when it culminates into that, I will not go there. Because it's intellectual discussion. I can go through this very detailed with you. At the end, we spend enough time, you will understand it. Okay? Some of you will understand it. But again, we fall into this trap. Only we can understand it. The others can't. My master spent a lot of time, invested a lot of time to help me understand this. I must be so special. No, you're not. You're not special, that's why I won't even bother helping you understand this. Enough said. Okay, so this actually is kind of interesting, because he says living beings there. He's revealing here the nature of your confusion, the nature of your delusions. So the Buddha is so incredibly wise. That's why he sees each one of you at various levels have your own type of confusion. Okay? So he sees it and says, for that type of confusion, I will teach this to undo that. The precision is incredible. That's Machu Picchu's level. Okay? What it means is that, from my perspective, if I want to be a better teacher, I would have to learn this, because it gives me much greater accuracy in helping you how to overcome your confusion. Without that precision, you use a blunt instrument. You take a jackhammer and you go at it. That's all you do, and eventually it will break down. Okay? So it's fascinating, let me tell you. However, what's the weakness? The weakness of this approach is that it lacks the virtuosity of the sudden teaching. Just because you know the nature of the confusion, doesn't mean that you know the various ways of undoing that. Anyway, it's too detailed for you. Okay? So they have conditioned, see here, I like this translation, attachment with existence. I was impressed with the AI translation here, in this section here, in this phrase here. Did a good job. of share section, birth and death, and change section, birth and death, they have two kinds of birth and deaths. Share section and change section. These are concepts I want you to be exposed to. That's all. Share section, birth and death, meaning your body. Share section. You share, okay, a section, okay, a part of it. Okay, so you're born with this body and you die from this body. Change, birth and death is the next type of birth and death. Is the birth and death, the share section basically is your body. Change, birth and death is your mind. Your mind that wanders, that changes constantly. All right? And so he says, he brings it back to why Buddha taught, went through these phases of store or agama teaching, connective or Vipulya teaching, and then separate or prajna teaching, perfect or lotus teaching. He says this is each period specializes, excels at fixing a certain type of confusion. Okay? And then of interest to you, to me as well, is their question and answers. And the questions are very hard, and the answers are even better. Okay? So it shows you that a teacher must make time for questions. All right? And when you make time for questions, they really get good questions. Okay? And so, unconditional accumulation, see, all these are the things that I'm not sure I can explain to you very well myself. So, well, it doesn't matter. Some of these, you're way beyond that, so it's irrelevant. Yes, you too.
Thank you, Master. There's a question here from Sean, Z7T1M. I really appreciate the weekly lectures. I can't describe how much they help me. It gives my life a very clear direction, and I feel supported. Thank you, Emitofuo. Also, Master, how would you advise me to overcome my craziness? During work, I have a sense that people are planning to harm me, and I'm on alert. I recite Wanyan's name and usually stare at people when I feel someone is actually looking at me. It creates an unease in my mind. I'm wondering, how would I actually address this specific issue of staring at people when I feel pressure? During meditation, how does it work, Master? Thank you.
Very good. You're a special case. Simply put, you're a special case. Do not make the mistake of trying to do it by yourself. In your case there, your obstruction and your problem pretty severe. So the listening to the lecture helps because it calms you down. Doing meditation helps, it calms you down. Also, that's very good. But also, at some point in time, as you continue to make progress, you run into a roadblock that is unsurmountable. And therefore, it's going to happen for sure. And therefore, I don't want to tell you anything right now because it would give you a sense of comfort, of safety, that what you're not supposed to feel, because you are against some pretty severe obstructions. So, simply put, how do you handle it? Get some help. Get someone who has wisdom to help you out. You cannot do it alone. Okay? Don't think you can handle it. A lot of people I know are a lot stronger than you, still can't handle it. So be humble, know your limitations. All right? As long as it helps, continue. However, when you get to the point where you can no longer handle it, you have to get help. Okay? Spiritually. You're not going to be able to get help from the therapist. I'm sorry. Okay? I have therapist disciples too myself. And that works up to a certain level, but in many cases, severe cases, they cannot help you. No chemicals, no counseling will be able to help you. Okay? And it's not, I'm not a naysayer, and doomsday monger, but I'm just telling you the reality is that we all have limitations. In particular, your case is pretty bad, but the good part about that is that it's not unsurmountable. It can be handled. It takes time, but you can have a good and happy life if you get help. All right, good luck to you. How do you differentiate the 3 realms? Okay, so you can read this. I think it's about 90%, 85 to 90% accurate when the translation into English is section, but it's okay. It tells you that these questions, the people who ask the question are very good. They have tremendous wisdom, and the answer from Master Chucha is also incredible. Okay, and look at the slide 614, and now it talks about first ground to 9th ground. I didn't know about this. Okay, they cut off unconditional accumulation. Okay, but still subject to retribution or change, birth and death. There's no end. Okay, so he's very, very accurate. That's very, very impressive. Okay, and 10th ground, we're talking about way up there for us. Okay, and he talked about the problems and the challenges those elevated, sublime beings. Okay, and so it goes on, and so they gave the answer. The question said, but then, can you explain to me? Okay, and he says, not a problem. Okay, let me tell you. Okay, and so forth. Cool. So the depth is incredible. That's why I said, thank you, Lord, for this gift. Okay, that's all we need to know. Okay, there's help, there's experts, there's depth in Buddhism that we don't necessarily have to penetrate in order to have a meaningful and happy life. Too late for you anyway, some of you. Too late. Yes, JC.
네, 아미타불 마스터 질문이 있는데요. 어제 법문에서 아이들이랑 남편을 대할 때 선한 행동이면 그들을 소중하게 여기고 악한 행동을 할 때는 아주 호되게 혼내라고 하셨는데 그 선한 행동과 악한 행동을 제가 어떻게 구분할 수 있는지 질문 드려봅니다.
Master, yesterday lecture you said for children and husband, if they act good, then I appreciate them. If they act evil, I should scold them. How can I differentiate good and evil?
How to differentiate good and evil? Can we keep it simple? Good is when you try to help others. Evil is when you try to harm others. Start at that level. Okay? Then you'll be fine. You'll be safe. Back to slide 618. Again, it goes on and on. Okay? The more interesting the question, the better the answer. Why do I bother going into this? Here's my problem with all this. It's fascinating. The accuracy, the insights, the technical aspect is so incredible. However, it's still in the realm of analysis, of knowledge. It doesn't tell you how to overcome it. So this is for the teacher, the professors, who says, this is the principle behind it. Why you're confused, why you have these problems, but it doesn't tell the solution how to fix it. So that's what's the problem is that if you learn too much about this, you have a big head thinking that you are special. You get that? Okay? Okay, anyway, so it goes on and on and on. Feel free to read it. This is available, okay? And then it goes into horizontal interpretation, vertical interpretation, and so forth, and 5 and 4 and so forth. Okay, so far so good? Okay, don't worry about it. If you're interested, you can research it yourself. This is, like I told you, be grateful for this. We should all be grateful for this, because one day when you have a lot of time, you have no one else to take care of, okay, you can read, cross your legs and read and research this. Will be fascinating, let me tell you. But we have work to do, okay? We have dogs to feed, children to clean up after. Okay, so we continue. Are we okay? Buddha now explained to Baoji. Bodhisattvas accord with the living beings they transform, correspondingly choose their own Buddha lands.
菩萨随所化众生而取佛度。
Not a good translation. Can we change it just for this one here? Bodhisattvas, according to the living beings they transform, not accord with. This is the meaning of that. According to the living beings they transform, or they must transform. I would add must, but it's not in the original text. They correspondingly choose their own Buddha land. So, there you go. That's what you need to do, according to the living beings that you transform. That's what it means. So, the focal point is living beings. Who do I need to save? Is that Vietnam? Is that American? Is that Korean? Okay? If it's Korean, you make sure you have a lot of kimchi. Vietnam, nước mắm and MSG. See that? It's so direct. He said, because who you are, your likes and dislikes, your Vietnam or your Korean, I will create a Buddha land appropriate, ideal to help you become a Buddha. Got that? So it's not a Buddha yet. He says, according to according to your conditions, I will create a Buddha lands that appeal to you. So far, so good? That's all it means. But guess what? Attain your own Buddha lands. Okay? And then Master Chusa went into, this discourse about how wonderful the Buddha lands are. He used billions of worlds as shared dwelling and fulfill the Buddhahood and so forth. All true. Yes, one.
Just a minor question on the translation. The truth seems to be not very precise, because truth implies they're already there and you select one from many.
No, you're wrong.
No, it's the case.
They choose to behave that way. They choose to drive that car. They choose to go to San Jose. They choose to starve boys to death.
Okay.
Okay? Choose is correct. Chu here is to choose. Select.
I saw it's
they
like
select.
Accomplish or something, obtain.
No, chu is the select. I will pick wood. I would pick this. I would select that. Chu is very powerful. I take. I grab. It's like, if you will, you go like before. Yeah, let me give you this analogy. Before they make a Buddha land, they go to this department store, okay? And they pick this, they pick that, they buy a German food processor, and then they buy Italian gelato, Vietnamese nước mắm, and all those things. That's cheap. And of course, Spanish tacos. I hope you enjoy it today. Okay? So now he twists it around. But the text is very simple. He says, I want to make a Buddha land. I selectively choose this, choose that. Okay? So there's this deliberate choice of creation, of Genesis, if you will. That's all it means. And you know, if I didn't shorten it for you, I probably have to translate like 20 pages. The original text is about 20 pages. I reduced it to 3 slides. Okay? One from Master YongHua, one from here, one from here. Okay? So far, so good? All right. Next. According with the living beings that they tame and subdue, they will accordingly attain their Buddha lands.
随所调伏众生而取佛度。
According to, not according with. Again, it's a Chinese grammar versus Vietnamese grammar. What's the difference between according to and according with? Wrong. Yes, one.
According to, I think there's a more of a cater to feeling to it. you really cater to their conditions, the needs.
No. Almost there. Anyone? Let me explain to you. Otherwise, they're going to complain. Master, Master YongHua, as soon as the passage gets too difficult, he crosses over and claims that he doesn't understand. Okay, I don't understand, you're right. It makes two of us. According to versus according with, okay? To me, there's a slight difference. According with has intentions. I'm according with you. That's why I give you honey with your pizza. I'm according with you. Okay? According to you, I don't have to decide. So, this is a subtlety. The Bodhisattvas do it without thinking, because with is that, I will accord with you. But Bodhisattva, according to, they don't even need to think. Does it make sense to you? Okay. And then do I still need to explain this? Okay, so the great master says, according to the living beings, okay, according with is active, okay, there's an intention to accord with, whereas according to is I do it naturally. Fix it. And then, let's go to slideshow here. And then he says, Master Teacher gives the example, parent raising children wearing love and honor for all their success. In America, we don't think much about that. Kids, where I came from, at that age, like this boy here, you know what we do with them in Vietnam? No, you're too brutal. We throw them in back of Liang's house and they play in the dirt. Yeah, and they eat dirt. Because we don't feed them. And that's why they grow to be indestructible like that guy. They don't raise children like that anymore. You know that now the children easily catch a germ, a virus, and they die immediately. And we rush them to hospitals and go to pharmacies and get drugs for them. In Vietnam, we just watch them. I don't think he'll make it. We tell each other, time to make another one. Vietnamese are tough, man. Justification, okay. So what does it mean? Okay. Point number 2 here. Why are Buddha lands created? Okay. Point number 2. Buddha lands are created to tame and subdue living beings. Very important. You want to help them? You want to help beings? You have to learn to tame and subdue. Think of your children. Some days they are very nice, adorable. Some days you have to beat them up. You have to tame and subdue them. That's all the analogy you need to have. He went through 20 pages. And again, don't get me wrong, this is incredibly profound, okay? But it's not for you children. Okay? And impure land and so forth. I don't know about transmigration and so forth. It's the concept is I need to subdue you. That's part of the work. It's not emphasized in this section, unfortunately. You understand? This is why I like it, but it's not what we're looking for in the Dharma ending era. Yes, one.
Master, here it says bodhisattvas, but they're really Buddhas at this point, right?
Bodhisattva / Buddha. It's about a Buddha already. Absolutely. This is a sort of like Genesis, or just before you become the Bodhisattva becomes a Buddha. There's no more separation. He's like a quasi-Buddha already. And he explains the rationale behind how this Bodhisattva chooses his Buddha land. And so we go through this scenario, this script, where what are the criteria for choosing a Buddha land? The criteria for choosing your home, choosing your castle, choosing your country. All right? Third aspect, according to various living beings as to what kinds of lands will lead them to enter the Buddha's wisdom, they will thus select their Buddha lands.
随诸众生应以何国入佛智慧而取佛度。
Now, with is okay. Don't change it to two. Stop. Was I in time? Okay, thank you. Okay. Now, according with, because now it's active. Okay? Because now it's more work. He says, wow, this is becoming serious now. Okay? What do I need to do? This is very important. Now I need to actively create a Buddha land that will help you enter my wisdom. Well, cool. You don't appreciate these things. I feel lonely. Okay? And so, reason number 3, okay? I need to create this nation, this home, this Buddha land that will bring you to Buddhahood. Just like you are born into this higher world right now, because you will become Buddhas. That's why he created this higher world, including you. And you, and you, and you, and you, and you. Isn't it fantastic? He says, I created this Buddha land because you will become a Buddha. I bring you there, I bring you this higher world, you become Korean Buddha. Guess what?
This is really awesome. Somehow I just thought of this is almost like a Pure Land. It's also, even it's not Pure Land, it's still
no different. It's no different.
Yeah, no difference.
It's so beautiful. And this is how Pure Lands are created too. Same rationale. Isn't it beautiful? I love it. Thank you. Thank you, Lord, for we're about to receive. Now it makes sense to you, right? It's so beautiful. And this is why I appreciate Catholicism, because the way they do it is so beautiful. She lost it. This woman lost it. She renounced her heritage. Poor guy. Isn't it gorgeous? Three reasons, three driving forces that created this higher world, that created the Amitabha Buddha's Pure Land. Same rationale. Okay? Shall we continue? According Did you change this? Okay. According to what kinds of lands will lead living beings to develop bodhisattva roots, bodhisattvas select their Buddha lands.
随诸众生应以何国起菩萨根而取佛度。
Very good. This is reason number 4. You see, it's by decreasing level of importance. First, in order to create Buddha land, I need to have this. Reason number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, and so forth. The precision is beautiful. Because the Buddha's wisdom, what I mean, I don't even need to say it. It's just a sales pitch. But when the Buddha spoke, he said, this is the order of importance, folks. Okay? So what does he say? According to what kind of lands we're living, develop bodhisattva roots. You remember, you go into my Buddha land, reason number 3, is so that you become a Buddha. Okay? You will become a Buddha. But before you become a Buddha, what do you need to do? You need to become a bodhisattva. See, the priorities. Okay? Look at the big picture, you will become Buddhas. But looking at you right now, you're not even going to become bodhisattvas. You probably become first dhyana soon. Okay? And so, next level priority, we need to help you become bodhisattvas. Okay? And we need bodhisattva toys. Okay? And so, and Master use faculty and so forth. Okay? And fragrances and sound. Whatever. 4 reasons how Buddha lands are created. It's that simple. Nothing else more important than those 4 reasons. Why is this? Bodhisattva's choice, it should be apostrophe. Bodhisattva's choice, apostrophe choice of Pure Lands is only for benefiting living beings.
所以者何？菩萨取于净国，皆为饶益诸众生故。
Correct it. You don't appreciate the kind of things we do in order to help you understand sutras. We have a team of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 people here to do the broadcast and the sutra lectures. Actually, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. A dozen people. And thank you, Lord, for this gift. All right? Why are we doing this? Please remember this. Why we're doing this is to benefit others. This is the way of Buddhism. If you have this kind of mindset, you will know happiness. If you only do to benefit yourself, you will not know happiness, folks. This is why bodhisattvas are always happy. Authentic bodhisattvas are always happy. Okay, so he breaks it down further, benefiting living beings. Okay, and then he gives examples. And this is where you stop today. Time is up. 3 more minutes? No, that's enough. Yes, 4.
The bodhisattva, they choose the Pure Land themselves or with guidance of the Buddha?
They choose themselves. This is, they said, I'm about to be a Buddha. These are the living beings I need to save. So what type of Buddha land must I create that's ideal for them to become Buddhas like me? So that's exactly what Shakyamuni Buddha did to create our world right here. That's what Amitabha Buddha did to create a Western Bliss Pure Land. Okay? They all have to go through this process. They get guidance. They got guidance from the Buddhas, their teachers, their Buddhas, the Buddha teachers. But ultimately, they have to choose. They have to pick from this and that. Okay? All right. Thank you, everyone.